firstly, I won't look like a clown walking around here, jumping out of maybe my polo or a taxi, wearing a t-shirt that costs more than someone's car. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all these people wearing ball main and palm angels, and they jumping in regular car, and it's like, champ, you didn't pay 6 grand for it. I highly doubt you paid 6 grand. So if you were in store and you bought it for that price, that's your own thing. You were here, you were looking at it, you felt the item, you had it in your hands, you went home with the item, then you came back. Unfortunately, that is not my concern. You were here, you did feel the item. If you're coming from an online place, and for example, the thing, our description did not mention that this item has this damage, or we didn't show you this thing, then by all means you do have the right.
There's like a saying on the internet that people, when they want to buy thrifted things, they're sometimes as expensive as the original, or even sometimes even more.
Yes.
Why is it like that? Welcome to another episode of Sounds Good Enough. Today we have the owner of Thrifty Ways, Faya, here with us today.
Hey, how's that?
How are you doing, man?
I'm all good. How are you, boss?
I'm good. As the year started, I see you've opened up quite early.
Yeah, there is week 2, just sorting out admin. January is a bit quiet, so just get through all the work.
Yeah, I get it. I think like it's kind of like starting the week on a Monday. You start off right and you just get everything out the way.
Yeah, you get all the difficult things going.
Okay, so to start off, we're gonna play like a little icebreaker, just to see what kind of person you are, just to see if you actually know your stuff. I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus.
Yeah, easy.
But yeah, so it's basically I'm gonna show you a few images of jerseys or jackets. So you have to guess which team, and also if for bonus, like which year that jacket was made. The first one is this.
There's like a 90s, 80s Umbro jacket, windbreaker.
Okay, which team though?
Could be United. Or I'm gonna stick there.
Yeah, let's stick to that.
Yeah.
It's actually England.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, short.
Okay, and then the second one?
Kappa is a soccer. Also, they're all soccer teams.
They're all soccer teams.
Okay, short. So judging by the colors, I'd say it's either Juventus.
Which year?
Yeah, this materials, and this is like early 2000s, late 90s.
It's actually 95, 96.
Okay, yeah, short.
Yeah. Okay. And then the...
short.
Just this one, yeah. And the third one?
Damn. This is more recent.
It's quite recent.
More modern. It's not a very popular team, I can think. Nah, I won't be able, but it's not a mainstream team.
Yeah. It was
something like that.
It's like a collaboration. So it was a 2002, 2003 Monaco.
Okay, short.
Yeah. And last one.
Oh, I know this jacket actually. This is an Italy jacket.
Yeah, that's Okay, I know you know your stuff. So definitely, guys, when you come to him and he tells you he's legit, Okay. Let's start off. Yeah, but for the people who are watching who like to just kind of get to know the person that actually owns the store, who would you say you are?
Generally, I'm like an easy person. So I got into the clothes out of just hustling. But now that I am here, I'm more like a vintage person over like high-end and brands and all that. I like more your old school, classic stuff, more street styles, you can say, but not necessarily into brands, high-end brands or so on.
So you're not very like brand-centered, you just like...
I like nice things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes brands make nice things, you know what I'm saying?
So why did you start the store to begin with, and like what makes your thrift store unique?
You mean this physical store?
The physical store, yes.
So I started the store because initially I was running out of the garage in my house, converted my garage into a small shop. And then it was getting a bit out of hand with people and traffic and, coming into my personal space, you know what I'm saying? And then the store here, I could see that people were looking for something. They couldn't find what they were looking for. So I might decide, let me go ahead with an opportunity and see if I can actually do something. And then I think in like August this year, we started working on the store. And yeah.
So do you have like connections with people, or is it like something that you go around and look for maybe like a piece from the 90s, 80s?
So been in business for a while, so there is people that come forward with pieces for us to consign, but majority, like 90% of our stock is brought in by suppliers.
By suppliers?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't go out like your way to look for something. Like if you find something specific, maybe like a Tottenham jacket.
If it's for myself,
yeah,
then I would put in the effort to go and look for it and see where I can source it and all of that. But if it's for stock, then I'm not so finicky because, people have a very wide range of taste. They're not so finicky as you as an individual, like myself, for example.
So you don't take like specific orders. Like if I come to you today, like, here's the money. Can you get me this?
Nah, in a vintage game, I doubt there's anybody that can do that. You come and tell me you want a rare piece. Okay, if you're willing to pay top dollar, I'm sure it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I've seen people who like go out and search for something. Maybe it was worn by Ronaldo, and it's been passed around, and like there are people who are in the game for real, and they know where to get it, and just
paying premium price for those pieces.
Because like some of it is he buys the normal shoes and he signs it, and then it turns into
gold for everyone else.
It's gold forever. Have you found, what's the most weirdest thing you found while thrifting?
Items. Pieces. There's one weird piece I have. It's actually here on the rails here. It's the old white supremacy American thingy. It's one of the strangest things. I never knew what I had.
Can you show it?
Yeah, it's actually just here somewhere. It got like stars in it on it. I don't know if you'll know what the white supremacy flag looks like. Yeah.
This is Coca-Cola.
Yes, same one.
Same
one. Yeah, that's the white supremacy flag.
Okay. Oh, this is back in the 90s, huh?
Yeah, that is way back. This is back then when things were a bit upside down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like the most weirdest.
And then in pockets we found like wrappers in it coming from we had one Bayern Munich jersey and the guy was eating pies at the stadium with the receipts and all that was in the pocket when we were doing the washing and whatnot. So it's some strange things. But
have you found maybe a key where it led to a storage and
I wish if we get the key in there, it's probably somewhere in Europe or the States. So but us, our economy is not so strong that people are throwing away branded clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's this guy who does basically he goes through and searches. So he found, I think, a key, or I'm not sure if he raids storages or he found, but basically he found a key and he opened the storage, and the storage they actually found Roddy Rich.
Yes.
They found Roddy Rich's Grammy.
Yes. Imagine what are the odds of that, bro?
There's also one guy who found Kanye West's whole collection from the Yeezy.
In a storage.
The first Yeezy collection in the storage.
Yes.
And that is cool.
Yeah. I know the biggest comic book collection ever was found in a storage unit. It was $13 million worth of comics. And the paid under no one wanted to bid for it. They thought it was all files. Because, it looks like it's just papers in plastics.
Yeah.
And then when you went there, it was first edition X-Men's and this and that. And it was the biggest ever single collection of comic books ever.
Yeah. So there's a saying on the internet that people, when they want to buy thrifted things, they're sometimes as expensive as the original, or even sometimes even more.
Yes.
Why is it like that?
So,
it's an old item. It should be.
Okay, so generally, I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'll speak for myself. Generally, we try to price our things a bit under market value, so it's under what other thrift stores would be selling it.
Okay.
But in the thrifting game, lots of people like to put it just as close to as what retail value is, which I don't necessarily see the point in that, because I personally would rather add in the extra money and get me something brand new Because if I'm buying something that is made recently, I don't want it because of its vintage nostalgia or anything. I want it because I want that piece, but I can't afford to go spend $5,000 on the jacket. So I can get it thrifted for, you would ideally want to thrift it for like 1.5, $2,000, 2.5. That would make it worth your experience. But if you're selling to me at like 4.5, is a personal opinion, I'll rather move on. But those people do have the clientele, and there is people that is willing to do that. But as I said, I'll speak for myself. So in my store, we don't try and target what the retail value of the item is brand new. And also demand based. So if certain people want a certain jacket more, and like if I can get like more than what the item actually sells for brand new, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that is the demand for the item. But sometimes you can have a piece that's like of lots of value, but no one's interested in the item, so you have to sell it for cheap. But then you can get something as simple as like a North Face jacket, but then everybody wants it, so you can push your price up quite high and get your, you understand what I'm saying?
So basically, you bought something maybe like dirt cheap and sold it for like 400% profit.
Yeah, it's thrifting. I think that's how you survive in thrifting. I mean, you can come here, you can get your t-shirt for 100 and you can get your t-shirt for 1,000 rand. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lucky packet draw. You know, even when a customer walks in here, it's his hopes of finding something that will fit him and that is his size and it's in the right condition. You know, that's how thrifting generally is.
So if you can get like Nike Jordans, right? Air Jordans for, let's just say 2,000, and then you get them to be signed by Casper West, how much would you sell them?
It depends. You first put a teaser out there. You see if anyone's interested. If you put a teaser out there and people is dying
They're
over
going
it.
crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say live auction. The people will pay what they wanna pay. You're not gonna tell them you'll have your minimum price, your burn price. Like
They must bid.
Yes, I'll be the least I will take for this item is 6,000 rand. Someone you don't offer straight outright buys, but if you get that money, if you get below that money, you're not gonna sell. Someone's maybe willing to spend 15 rand on that item, and he'll push that guy up. You know, so. I mean, the ones we saw the Canada Goose, 2 guys were bidding in the comments for it. We'll sell them for like around 1.5, 1.6. They bidded themselves up to like 3.5 grand. And we didn't necessarily put that price tag on the item, but it was cause back then when Canada Goose, everyone had that hype for it. That is what the outcome was.
I'm sure with your success, you also deal with some negative feedback as well. How do you deal with somebody coming to your store and saying like this is actual bad quality, but you're selling it for a high price?
So if you were in store and you bought it for that price, that's your own thing. You were here, you were looking at it, you felt the item, you had it in your hands, you went home with the item, then you came back. Unfortunately, that is not my concern. You were here, you did feel the item. If you're coming from an online place, and say example, our description did not mention that this item has this damage or we didn't show you this thing, then by all means you do have the right to tell us that you didn't show us this thing. But if there was images and there was a description telling you that the neck is stretched and you bought it and you told me the neck is stretched, you want a refund, I mean, logic would tell you. And in thrifting,
described it.
And in vintage sales, like even from vehicles to cars to furniture, there's generally no returns. You have to know what you're doing. And if you get eaten by buying the wrong thing, it's your school fees, you know what I'm saying?
So if the customer is basically right, you can fix that for them.
Yes, if it's our fault, I will fix it for the client. But if it's the client's fault, then our descriptions were correct in it, then I generally will be like, I'm not willing to really, like say example, you even buy the wrong size. We had another guy who came in the other day, short guy, slender, built man. He buy 3 items. The one's a triple XL, the other one's a double XL. The O comes in the store, is only fitting on small things. He comes, he's like, I want to refund these items, they're too big for me. Then I'm like, oh, champ, when you're buying online, you bought 3 XL and you expected it to fit you. I mean, how can I suffer for that decision of yours? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna play another quick game. This is a speed drawing. You just I give you 2 options and you just choose one.
Okay.
Don't have to think about it. Just pick one.
Okay.
Right. The first one is customers who buy immediately, or a customer who say I'll come back.
Immediate.
Vintage items or modern second hand.
Vintage.
designer or white?
Describe to me what's white label in your perspective or in this.
Something that doesn't necessarily have like a logo or anything on it.
If it's random, I'm gonna go with designer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Authentic or aesthetic?
No. I would go with authentic. But sometimes you get these old school knockoffs, it's just too much fire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you get this old school Nikes, they're not originals, but the designs and all that. In that circumstance, I would take the knockoff over an authentic.
Okay. Loyal customer or big one-time spender?
Loyalty.
Okay. What do you hate the most about designer? Like your Gucci's, Louis.
What do I not like? It's like like what I don't like is the people that wear, like when you come away with things and it's like full on just labels everywhere, like, you know, that I'm not personally a fan of that, and I feel like it makes it look cheap. You could have paid 5,000 rand for your t-shirt, but it looks like it's a 50 rand t-shirt from Small Street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of, I don't like that aspect of high-end, but they do also have the more quiet items. That ones I feel has a lot of power. Like, say example, you're wearing a Louis Vuitton t-shirt and there's only a white single monogram here on the back.
Yeah.
You know, that for me is power. Then wearing a Louis, you know,
Louis or
the red t-shirt, you can rather take it home. You know, I'm not interested. I like that's the one piece I can say I don't like about designers. And like they rip off their customers, you know. They get the items, they pay like $2 to make a t-shirt, they sell for $2,000. You know what I'm saying? I mean, did you see what happened with the Dior bags now recently? Where they released a thing where the bags were being made for $18 and they were sold for like, I think $5,000 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing like going to one of these cheaper branded stores and buying the same quality, you know, like.
What's your take though on like small streets buying like fake design? Same like design, same everything, but just like cheaper because it's fake.
Why? Like I personally, I would rather acquire vintage items. Firstly, I won't look like a clown walking around here, jumping out of maybe my polo or a taxi, wearing a t-shirt that costs more than someone's car. You know what I'm saying? Like you see all these people wearing Balmain and Palm Angels, and you know they jumping in regular car, and it's like, champ, you didn't pay 6 grand for it. I highly doubt you paid 6 grand. Not to judge, but I mean, you know, if you see someone jumping out of a Rolls Royce wearing that thing, you will never doubt. But you see someone jumping out of a regular 9 to 5 car, even if it's a new BM and he's jumping out of that thing, you're still gonna doubt it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, who's gonna have that kind of a money? I mean, like in our mindset, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bucket head is like 5,000.
Champ, you know, like if you're jumping out of your Golf, I mean, who's gonna think that thing is actually fine? They won't even try and steal it from you, even if it is real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true. So I heard the story that with these like fake items, what actually happens is maybe Nike will say we need like 5,000 shoes printed out. And then somebody would come to that same where they do the printing, they do the manufacturing. They say, as soon as that 5,000 is done, seal it up. It's done. But I'm gonna give you extra money to have the machine still continue manufacturing.
Okay.
So it's still the same materials, still the same company, still the same everything.
Yeah.
It's just that now, obviously,
It's considered fake.
it's considered fake.
So I think so. I can just tell you the story. I know about this. So basically, Nike will go to a manufacturer. Say example, your dad comes to him, he gives him the blueprint. You're making 5,000 pairs for me. Okay, I'm now you the son. Your dad gives you that same blueprint. Everything is identically the same. Your factory is next door or a different section of the same factory. You're making the same identical products. Everything is the same. And then they're pushing them out, and then you're getting your fake section. But even like if you take Small Street, you can get you cheap fakes that look fake, and you can get you high quality fakes that look proper. You know, even like Nike even had an article that said that some of the fakes they found is using better materials than what they themselves are using. So me and you or any regular guy, how are we gonna be able
No,
to,
yeah.
like? But anyways, that's much as the game. I don't think it's a but. Like rather support, like rather show your interest in up and coming brands where your fix is gonna be less. Like if you wanna go and run and wear Nikes for all of those things and play soccer and that kind of things, I can understand. If you wanna go spend your money and like buy your proper things, rather buy it on there is lots of these street brands that they're not very expensive, but they got some
look
value
good.
to you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And not necessarily one of these mainstream brands that we know.
Do you think Adam Sandler is the best dressed celebrity?
Adam Sandler is why Adam Sandler? You think about
That's vintage dress. Like,
You see,
yeah.
Have you seen his fit?
Yeah, I actually come and see some examples of his fits. Adam Sandler.
Sorry?
I say come and see some examples. I'm not actually. I know that one movie of his was the jewelry.
So
That movie, he put it together there. Yes,
put it together, yeah.
that's the only one that I'm really thinking of Adam Sandler in like pieces.
His pieces are mainly oversized shorts and an oversized shirt.
Straight up.
90s.
He's a
shades,
dad. He's always looking like a dad, bro.
Yeah. There's like a thing that's going on now that people are copying and saying he's like the best dressed.
Easy. That must go check that. I actually haven't came across that. Nice.
Okay, I mean, thanks for having us.
Fix for happiness.
For having us.
For heaviness.
Yes.
What does?
For having us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you said thanks for having us. Oh, no problem.
Thanks for happiness. Yeah, but still thanks for happiness. So,
Yeah, it was nice to meet you guys.
But just to close it off, just some last thoughts to the people that are watching, some tidbits, some more wisdom nuggets.
Rather thrift than buy you fast fashion. You can always get your money back. You'll never get anything out of your Zara and H&M. They're like killing the earth with those kind of with the fast fashion. I feel like vintage is a modern way of saying I do care about the environment. I still want to look cool. I'm still part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? You're not necessarily throwing yourself under the bus, but I feel like it's a waste of people's money to go and buy things from fast fashion labels. Like you're never gonna receive any value out of your item. Nobody's gonna buy your Zara pants from you or anything but a vintage Nike t-shirt or something that's got class to it. It's already been in the game for 10 years. Someone wore this t-shirt. This t-shirt is not going to distress much more than what it is already. And someone else will be willing to pay you what you probably paid for this item because it's thrifted,
That's fair.
So it's like, it's just something to help you hold on to your own money, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And for people who are watching, where can they find you and what time do you open and all of that?
So we have a website that's running 24/7. We also have like PayFlex and HappyPay and so on our website. Our store is in Greenside, 18 Glen Eagles Road on Rainbow. I'm just going to repeat that now.
Yeah.
Our store is on 18 Glen Eagles Road, Greenside, Randburg. We open from a Tuesday to a Sunday. Tuesdays we are open from Tuesday to Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 4, Sunday is 10 to 1:30.
Okay.
And Mondays we are closed.
Okay. All right, now, man. Thanks again for having us.
Thanks for coming.
The people who are watching, make sure to check him out. Come and check out the store itself. Pretty cool store, pretty cool setup. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all the good YouTube stuff.